Winter is coming fast, so if you still want to get something from your garden, the time is now. So what's left to harvest this late in the year? Master Gardener William Moss back with us again to say there might be a little more out there than you think.
Yes, how you doing?
How you doing? Very, very well.
Good.
We came very close, and probably in some of the suburbs north of the city, we actually got frost.
Right.
So some of it's over, but there are places where it's not quite over yet. Your neck of the woods, it's not over, down in Spartanburg.
Not down in Spartanburg, South Carolina,
right.
but you know, through some parts.
Where the E.P. Todd Elementary School is.
E.P. Todd Tigers, yeah, right. So you can still get some things. You want to make sure that before 37 degrees, you take out those tender things. You get the tomatoes, the eggplants, the peppers, all those things that really can't take the cold, the sweet potatoes.
Now the squash too. Probably.
Squash close to it, yeah. You don't want to leave them out there too late.
Yeah.
Like, you can go down to 32 for some things, but 28 is the absolute cutoff for anything.
Exactly right.
Collards, you got to get all your lettuces and field greens in before 28 degrees.
But in that sort of frost range, things like collards and Brussels sprouts or cabbage sprouts, those stuff that can hang in there for a while.
They can hang for quite a while, and actually they taste a little better if you let them get a little cold on them.
I like that.
So it's good.
I like that.
So it's really good.
I like that. And tubers, you got your tubers.
Yep, all that stuff there.
Yep.
Now the herbs, the one thing about the herbs, you want to be sure to cut them in the morning after the dew dries.
Okay.
That's going to help them dry. You want to get them early in the morning with the essential oils in them, right after that dew dries, and then you can start drying those guys off.
Okay, and you know what? You might as well just be starting to pick them up now anyway, as opposed to waiting and realizing it frosted overnight and everything got killed.
Exactly. And if, you know, Lonnie tells you guys, hey, look, it's going to be a frost, you can't get out there, I want you to get a blanket or a sheet or something. Just toss it right on top of your plants. It'll keep them in good shape until you can get out there and really hard.
We used to sometimes cover them with a bushel basket. Do they still make bushel baskets?
If you can find a bushel basket, it still works. I don't know, but you got to find it first.
Back in the day, right? All right. So we've got the cover. We picked the stuff that's pickable. What else are we going to do?
Let's talk about how you're going to do it.
Oh,
I want people to use pruners and scissors instead of hand picking if they can.
Right, why?
Because you can leave a longer stem.
Right.
And the longer stem, the longer the shelf life.
Ah.
So I want you to do that. So like with these tomatoes here, see how they're not quite ripe?
Yep.
But cutting them so that there's some stem still attached to them will allow them to ripen, and they'll have a much longer shelf life. You can use them in a couple weeks without having to use them right away.
All right.
How's that?
Can I tell you what? Can we just take a shot at Chris Raggy? Because Chris Raggy cares about this stuff a lot. And this is the first time maybe ever he's been taught something he didn't know before in one of these gardening centers. Look at him.
Love you, Moss.
All right, here we go. All right, so we've got the long stems.
Right.
Sometimes the spinach will last a little bit long, but not when it gets too cold.
No.
All right.
Now it gets too
so
cold.
I've got some tomatoes still on the vine.
Right.
The weather's coming. I don't have enough to cover it all. What am I going to do?
You can cut the entire plant and bring them in and hang them right upside down, and these tomatoes will ripen. Now they won't ripen as well as a garden one would, but it will still ripen and you can use it to eat. My grandfather actually uses them to save seed with them, and my cousin Ann uses it to make some wonderful chow-chow. Some chow-chow relish. Now,
what would you call it? Chow-chow?
Chow-chow relish.
Chow-chow relish?
Chow-chow relish.
So this is made from green tomatoes?
It's made from green tomatoes and a whole bunch of other things in it too. Now I'm going to tell you, this is not her chow-chow. This is William Moss's hastily thrown together.
So she doesn't get blame or credit.
She gets credit for a good recipe. She doesn't get blamed for this.
She gets credit.
Oh!
Really, really good. Really good.
All right.
So what else we got going on here?
Pretty good. Well, I just want to tell people also, when you get your herbs and things you want to dry them, I want you to put them on a screen. Some people sometimes leave them. See, that's a harvesting tray.
Right.
You don't want to leave them in that tray to dry.
You put them on something like this.
I want you to put them on a screen, put them somewhere, put them in a bag where they can really get a chance to dry.
Well done. All right, Mr. Moss.
Yes,
as always, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bringing in the harvest gardening tips, go to our website, earlyshow.cbsnews.com.